Welcome back to your regularly scheduled program. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Genevieve.
And this is a podcast where we discuss everything weird, different, spooky, and unknown.
Except today's podcast is a little different.
That was a fun month of mythology, huh?
Honestly, I'd say it was one of our bests.
The year that was erased, 2002. Some memories don't disappear. They're deleted. Before we begin, a warning to our listeners. This episode contains content that was never meant to exist. It may trigger memories you thought were dreams or reveal gaps in your life you didn't know were missing.
Some files are corrupted for a reason. If you feel watched, if you feel remembered, stop listening right now.
Because once you hear this,
they might hear you back.
You know how sometimes a moment feels like it wasn't meant to happen? Like you step sideways into someone else's story? This isn't a myth we researched. It's something that happened to us yesterday.
We were just walking to the car. It was late, windy, and I had to pee. We passed that old payphone on Ash and 9th, the red one, the one people always take selfies with, even though it's obviously not connected to anything.
Right, it's like a dead relic, a prop, except it rang.
I told Mom there wasn't a chance. I was answering that cursed ancient time machine. I've seen enough Doctor Who.
And after playing rock, paper, scissors, because I'm just a big kid, I answered, "Hello?" And a distant, almost robotic voice said,
12680 Evans Park Road, 10:15 p.m. tonight. Not a minute late. The truth has to be heard.
And you know we love a good mystery, so we went.
We didn't know what we were walking into, so of course we brought our recorders, mics, and cameras. Because when something impossible and insane happens, you don't just ignore it, you document it, of course.
This is the address, 12680 Evans Park. This is the old Carnegie Library. Didn't they close this place in like 2004?
Yeah, I used to come here for school projects. My mom made me get off the dial-up and walk here for sources. It's been boarded up for years.
Look, the back door, the light's on.
And it's unlocked.
And that's where our recording ended. The moment we stepped foot into that creepy old library, everything went dark. And we didn't even realize, in any horror story ever, we'd be the ones who ignore the signs. And yeah, we did. Because of course we did. And we walked inside.
A huge room, empty shelves, except for one aisle, lit like it was waiting for us. We were in the east wing, I think, the one with the card cataloged and locked basement. And of course, the light to the unlocked basement was on. And of course, we went.
When we walked down these stairs, Mom can tell you I let the most audible because the basement was a library itself.
It was so crazy. I never expected a whole intact library under an abandoned one. So we browsed the shelves for all of 1 minute before I saw this weird, unique, decorated red spine, a book with no title. And I went to grab it and I felt this static in my teeth. And this red phone attached to the wall with a cut cord started ringing, and I almost knocked over the bookshelf.
I almost cried, definitely almost peed my pants. Instant jump scare. Mom answered again, because of course I wasn't going to do it.
And the voice said, 2002 wasn't deleted, it was buried. You're going to help me dig it up. Grab the red book and the recorder and run. And you didn't hesitate. Nice reflexes, G. Impressive under pressure.
You said run, and I already out the door. After we got a ghost call from a dead phone in a cursed building. After being led there from a dead phone booth call, what do you think I was going to do? Stand around and ask questions? Time and place, Mom, time and place. But when we got home, the recorder only had a phone number recorded.
And again, I lost at rock, paper, scissors when deciding who was going to call. I'm starting to see a pattern here, Genevieve. But anyways, we called the number. The person or thing the number belonged to preferred not to be named, but it said if we needed to name them, call them Echo.
We were downloading our conversation to the computer last night, but within minutes, the file started deleting itself. Sections disappeared mid-edit. The waveform glitched while we watched.
And as our computers and systems were freaking out, we heard the recorder rewinding. We played it back, and our recorded conversation was gone. We managed to upload some of it before it erased all the clips, though.
This episode, what you're about to hear, is all that's left.
And yeah, we still have the red book. And no, we haven't opened it yet.
Time and place.
Welcome to Mother Myth and Macabre, the podcast for the love of all things spooky, from ancient legends to modern mysteries and everything haunting in between. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Genevieve. Tonight's story is different. Not ancient, not folkloric, not even comfortable. And if you didn't watch part 1, go back and give it a listen and come back here.
And if you did, buckle up, because this one's personal, because it's about a year we all supposedly lived through, but many of us barely remember.
A year I swear felt like a dream or a placeholder. Like the universe took a breath and forgot to exhale.
Our podcast tonight comes from our own spooky, scary experience that actually happened last night.
You're not remembering wrong. You're remembering first. A phone number, a vanished voice, a truth trying to survive.
Content warning. This episode contains fragmented memories, timeline anomalies, and a voice that may be listening back.
If you ever dreamed about a place that no one else remembers, if you swear something used to exist and now it doesn't, like today's Mandela effects.
You may already know Echo.
So actually Mom called, and the voice on the other end wasn't human. At least not exactly.
Hello, you made it further than most.
Who are you?
A backup file, a copy of a voice that used to belong to a person. Call me Echo. It's easier.
Ask them what happened in 2002.
What do you mean 2002 was erased?
There were 2 versions of 2002. One ended quietly, the other replaced it.
Why would someone erase a whole year?
Not someone, something, an intelligence that monitors the storylines that run too far off course.
What was so wrong with the first one?
In the first 2002, people remembered too much. We weren't supposed to question how time worked or how stories ended. But then came the anomalies, people who remembered things that hadn't happened yet, places that didn't exist in version 2.
And at this point in the call, the lights in the studio flickered. Genevieve's phone started screen recording on its own, and Echo said something that really made my blood run cold.
You two remember the first version. That's why the payphone rang for you. You never fully left it behind.
But we don't remember anything weird at all. Not like that.
That's how it starts. A song that never existed. A TV show with one season too many. A childhood memory no one else shares. The anomalies start small until they wake up.
We asked Echo what exactly was taken from version 1. What could be so dangerous that year had to be replaced?
It wasn't supposed to happen. It was who happened.
What does that mean?
There was a person, a girl, born with a voice that couldn't be silenced. Every story she touched rewrote itself. They deleted her by rewriting the year around her. But she's not gone. She's just misfiled. Somewhere in the backup systems of human memory.
And we're supposed to find her?
No, you already have.
Then the call started shifting.
This connection is unstable. You have 3 days. The tape and locker 019. Watch the Don't Trust the Red.
We looked at the call log, but no number.
The recorder? Blank?
But we both heard it. We still hear it. Next time on Mother Myth and Macabre, we're going to locker 019, the train station Echo mentioned, the one that doesn't show up on Google Maps anymore.
The one I used to walk past in high school, except I don't think it's ever actually been open.
If there's a tape there, we're going to play it, even if it plays us back.
You've been listening to Mother Myth and Macabre, where truth is always stranger than memory. And memory, it wants out. It wants out.
Locker 0, first station.
The tape remembers, even if no one else does. The station doesn't exist, the locker shouldn't be there, but the tape plays anyways. Warning, this episode contains memories that may not belong to you. If you've ever seen a hallway in your dreams, you've never walked down. If you've ever heard your name whispered in someone else's voice, don't listen alone.
We're not sure what this tape is or who it's meant for.
But we're going to play it anyway.
The address Echo gave us was for the first station, but it wasn't on any map, just an overgrown hill behind an old warehouse near the train yard.
There's a chain link fence cut, a brick archway, and beyond it, train tracks that disappeared into fog.
We found locker 019, rusty, cold, and still locked.
Inside was just a cassette, wrapped in silver tape, labeled version 1 fragment.
This is version 1. Recorded on November 2002, before overwrite. Subject, Athelia, 9. Status, forgotten. She remembered the future. She could see the outcomes of unwritten stories. She would dream of fires no one had lit and wake up coughing from smoke. The authority feared her, so they made her a myth. They called her the ghost of 2002.
That's her, the girl Echo told us about.
Athelia. The name means truth in Greek. She was born with a voice that broke timelines. Every time she told a story, reality shifted. So they buried her voice in static, split the timeline, and restarted the year. And they said she was never real. They said no one could remember her.
But someone did. Echo.
I was her friend, her brother, or maybe her shadow. I don't remember anymore. That's what happens in overwrite. They turned me into a file, a memory loop, and I've been hiding in frequencies ever since. I left the book for you, the payphone, the locker, because you still have what they fear, unfiltered memory.
We're not following a story. We're reconstructing it.
They're tracing this frequency. I don't have long. Athelia's last location was door 5, East End, old school basement. She wrote her name on the...
If you found this, tell my story. Even if they change it again. I'm not lost. I'm just in the wrong version.
Next time on Mother Myth and Macabre, we follow Athelia's trail back to where it was supposed to begin. A basement, a door, and her name.
If Echo's right, we're not just remembering a myth, we're stepping into one.
You've been listening to Mother Myth and Macabre, where the weird isn't new. It's been versioned.
Find her!
Episode 4, The Door with No Year. Some people get remembered, others get restored.
This episode contains recovered data from corrupted archives. If you've been feeling out of sync, if you've been remembering things that no one else recalls, you might already be infected.
You don't catch myth like this. You inherit it.
So before we press play, ask yourself, are you ready to remember her?
We followed Echo's last transmission to Brown Wynn Intermediate. The school, they said, was condemned in 2009.
Door 5, the one the blueprints didn't list. It was just there, like it had always been there, and had always been waiting for someone to ask the right question.
Over the door, the plaque that said, "Time Unstored."
And inside, it looked like a library made of dates, not books.
The shelves were labeled with years. Some of them were scratched out, but the middle shelf just said 2002, carved into wood like it had been done by hand.
The red book was there again, and open, and this time something new had appeared inside. Her name was Athelia. She was born with a flaw. She told the truth, not the kind that comforts, but the kind that changes timelines. When she spoke about what hadn't happened yet, it started happening differently. Some said she was a prophet, others said she was a virus. The authority chose a word that made it easier to delete her. Anomaly.
I was way too close to erase. A twin, a friend, maybe a shadow. When they overwrote Ophelia, I fragmented. They turned me into a signal. Into myth. I was stored in forgotten tech, cassette tapes, payphones, corrupted metadata. I don't remember who I am anymore, but I remember her. And that's enough to be dangerous.
He's not a person anymore. He's something else.
He's like a myth virus, a story that downloads itself into whoever listens.
You think myths fade? They don't. They evolve. I can't bring her back, but I can make you remember.
Athelia wasn't just a kid with strange dreams. She's a hero of the erased world. Goddess or temptress? The red book offering forbidden knowledge, always waiting to be open. Mentor. Echo, half data, half memory, trying to guide others from across timelines. Fatal flaw? Her truth. She spoke reality into motion, and they punished her for it.
She's not just a myth. She's a Cassandra of our age, cursed to be right and deleted for it.
Episode 5, The Fork. There wasn't one timeline. There was a choice, and we made the wrong one. Warning, if this is your first time listening to our show, go back. Start from episode 1. This story is not safe, out of order.
We've crossed something we can't uncross. This episode is about room 300, where the timeline split, and where one of us remembers something the other doesn't. Echo's last message was clear. Room 300, the fork. There was no room 300 on Branwyn's floor plans. But when we followed the corridor, beyond door 5, there it was, a door where the wall should have been.
I don't even remember walking there. I remember blinking, and then we were inside. Already in room 300. Choose wisely. It echoes.
Mom stopped walking.
I saw something. A version of us from 2002 wearing backpacks, holding spiral notebooks, and Athelia, she was there.
What are you talking about? We didn't even know each other in 2002. I wasn't even born yet.
No, but we did, and you were already supposed to be born.
Back at the studio, our recorder had somehow captured audio we didn't record, a conversation between two kids, us.
Did you hear Athea again? I
told her not to talk to the librarian. Now she's going to get us all erased. We have to choose. If we remember her, she stays real.
This is where the loop began. You didn't forget Athea. You were made to. Room 300 and this site of the fort were two timelines split. One where she was erased, and one where she became legend. One of you lived through the myth, one of you didn't. But now, you both remember.
Room 300's final wall was covered in chalkboard panels. Each had a name, a year, and a red X.
I found ours. Nicole, 2002. Erased. Genevieve, 2002. Altered. Athelia, 2002. Pending.
We weren't just part of her story, we were written out of it too.
Athea's myth survives in fragments. The Red Book, the Unsorted Room, you, the listeners. You think you're just hearing a podcast, but by remembering her, you become hosts.
Echo. He was never the virus. He's the carrier?
And the story isn't infecting us.
We're infecting the timeline.
We know now that Mother, Myth, and Macabre isn't just a show, it's a reconstruction.
Athelia's myth is rebuilding itself, one listener at a time.
And if you've been listening this long,
You've already crossed the fork.
See,